Yo, hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. The Cowboys play here shortly. I will be going to watch that in a minute. But it's kind of a bittersweet day because it's this realization that the baseball season's pretty much over for the Rangers. They have absolutely scuttled themselves here in the last week or so. They will not be making the playoffs. There's no, miracle upon miracles for that to happen. So I've kind of just given up on that. The Cowboys look very mediocre, to say to say the nicest thing I can say about them. And at least TCU is 3-0, and they just cracked the top 25 today. So they have a big game this Friday against Arizona State in Arizona State. So we'll see how that goes. Opening Big 12 play. So there's just always something going on. There's always feels like the increase of one season, the decrease of another season. Before you know it, we'll be talking about basketball and hockey and all the other stuff. So as it goes, only one team can win the championship, and this year it will not be the Texas Rangers. Sadly, I do have some cool cards to show. I'm so tired, so if it just sounds like that I'm exhausted, I've got really so much going on at the house. Friday we had, I think Julie made 500 decisions on Friday. We had the plumber there starting work and making decisions. The electrician was there working. The HVAC people were there doing their layout for the heating and air conditioning system. We had the framer still there working on siding and other stuff. Our general contractor was there kind of coordinating everything. Our cabinet guy came and made final measurements. So it feels very active. There's a lot going on. And I know people have been asking me to show the card room kind of as it's literally just studs right now. Pretty much the whole house is framed and there's decking on it, and rough in for plumbing is working, rough in for electric is going, but there's just lots and lots happening. I hope to be totally in the dry by the end of September. So we will see. It's tiring. It really is. Oh, and expensive. So all of that to say, I've just gotten a few cards in lately, just little stuff, but fun stuff. So let's take a look at that and we'll talk about it. Hang on. Even though I am pretty tired when I get back from the ranch, I do enjoy getting back home, and I have a stack of bubble mailers waiting for me, which is always fun. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that last. Let me change the order of this. So first thing I got, 1986 Fleer Future Hall of Famers, Steve Carlton. I'm doing this is a little mini set. I want to say it's 6 cards, maybe 8 cards. I think the only one I'm missing now after getting the Carlton is Pete Rose. So I need to go find that. And I just remember that opening these in packs thinking, oh my gosh. And they were right on all of them except Pete Rose. And that still may be proven to be right eventually. We will see. But I got this Steve Carlton. He's setting him back here. He's my only slab today, honestly. That's my only slab today. We'll have him watch. All right, there was a private signing that I participated in for this guy, Andruw Jones. I think he's got a really good shot to be elected this year for the Hall of Fame. Time will tell. I think he'll get in eventually. I would not vote for Andruw Jones, but there are plenty of people that do think he's a Hall of Famer, and good. I mean, great. I'm of the, if he gets in, he gets in. He did play a single season for the Texas Rangers late in his career. This is the update card, and then this is the next year's. I always love how next year's base always has the old uniform, at least in this case. And so I sent both these in because I would want these for the player era. And every Hall of Famer that has played for the Rangers and there is a card, I would like one. And so in this case, I got 2. So shout out to my buddy Chris, Hall of Fame Pullers, who was doing this and let me know, and I got to send him some. Or he actually acquired these cards for me too from Check Out My Card. No, Sport Lots probably, cheap cards, and these will go in my Rangers binder until ultimately they end up in my Hall of Fame binder, I hope. So there you go. Not expensive right now, would be later. Got a couple other future Hall of Famers, I believe. Paul Goldschmidt on the 2014 5-star. Just continuing to work. Goldschmidt has a lot of 5-star autographs, and I think he's going to get in. So just getting those now while they're cheap. This was 20-ish bucks. Speaking of guys I think will get in, Joey Votto, 2024 5-star. This is the blue parallel number to 25. It looks awesome. I think Votto will get in. Also, I do not think Votto is a first ballot guy. I think he's going to take a couple of years, but eventually I think he will get in. So working on Votto's run too. He's got a lot of them too. So there's a couple of 5-stars added to the collection. And then this last card, I was watching the latest Chasing Cardboard episode last week. It was amazing. I actually talked to the guy. Ty FaceTimed with me while he was looking at this collection. So I got to meet the guy and talk to him, and it was great. And then Ty ran a whatnot auction for some of the cards in the guy's collection. So I was just watching it, and there was one card in particular I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, if I can get that, I'd be happy with that. And so this is it. T206 Fred Merkle. Mike, why would you buy a T206 Fred Merkle? First of all T206s are awesome. This is Piedmont back, 350. I love this set. Who doesn't? I think it's kind of classic. But it's also Fred Merkle, and I'm a huge fan of two things: the Glory of Their Times and the book Glory of Their Times, and the baseball documentary by Ken Burns. Fred Merkle is featured in those things. Fred Merkle's known for Merkle's boner, if you don't know. In 1908, September, the Giants were playing the Cubs. Merkle was 19 years old. He was the youngest player in the National League at the time, and he had a famous base running error. He was on first, bottom of the ninth, and basically guy hits a walk-off. Merkle just trots off the field. He never goes to second. He was on first base. And the Cubs, being smart, Johnny Evers, Hall of Famer, appealed to the umpire and said, hey, this guy never touched, so when I got the ball, I'm going to touch second. That's a force out, which means the run from third doesn't score, doesn't count. And sure enough, it was called out. The Giants ultimately lose the pennant to the Cubs in a makeup game. And so this has become, very famous baseball play called Merkle's boner. And so to me, cards connect the history. When getting a card like this, I will never look at this card and not think about that play. And I want to, if I ever show this card to someone, I'll tell them about the play and why it's called Merkle's boner, and literally haunted this guy the rest of his life. And he was a kid when it happened. So I love when I wanted this card because of that play. So to me, you gotta connect history. So it was really cool to buy this from Ty, from a Chasing Cardboard episode, that I got to talk to the guy and see his collection. He threw in an 89 Topps cello pack, which is kind of funny. This will go in my unopened pack collection. And yeah, so there you go. Fred Merkle, T206. And that is it for the mail today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Keep collecting.